Hi everyone, my name is Jackie Geip, and today we're going to be going through the student information page that's available within Pulse. So you can see I'm logged into Pulse. I've gone to the student information page. The very first thing you'll notice there's a teacher drop-down menu that should default to your account, and then you have the ability to select a student using this drop-down menu. So I've got a particular student selected. Before we dig into the detail on the student, I do want to bring your attention over to the right-hand side of the screen. You do actually have the ability to toggle between viewing student information for your active students and also your inactive students. So if I select that, it'll change to inactive, and then you'll notice now I have this ability to drop down and select any of my inactive students and view their student information. So I'm going to go back to active students just for the sake of this demo here. I've selected a particular student. If the student has an image available, uploaded into the account, the student's face will appear right here. You can also see some information right next to that picture. We can see today's date, the student's enrollment date, their birth date, their age, and then whether or not they're a full-time enrolled student. So full-time enrolled would be 1, anything less than that, the student's FTE would be less than 1. Underneath the data here, you'll see teachers and contact information. So teachers is where you can assign specific teachers or staff members to the student. So you can see that there's a caseload teacher, a local teacher assigned, a content area teacher. You can also assign a variety of other roles. You may need to assign an EL teacher, so you can select that and then pull that EL teacher from the drop-down menu. You may need to assign a social worker or a SPED teacher. All those options are available right here. And once you've selected the proper teacher, you just hit add. So I'm going to close that out. You also have the ability to do that for contact information. So if I wanted to add a new contact, could be an emergency contact, it could be an email that I'm looking to add, then I would put whoever's name that email belongs to in there, and then I would type that email in. And then once I'm set with that contact information, I just hit add. You do have the ability to edit current information that's in here. So let's say I needed to update a phone number. I could just select a current phone number and make the necessary changes and update it. Moving on to the right-hand side of the screen, you can see the school that the student is assigned to, whether there's any medical alerts for that student. You have the ability to adjust the intervention level for the student. Again, make sure you talk with your center director or your center staff about how you're using this column specifically for your center. And then you can see a snapshot of the data that is generally found on the dashboard for the student. You can see the rate, week to date, the amount of classes the student has completed out of the total they should have done, progress required. You can see their week to date hours, their progress week to date, as well as their percent to goal, their week to date, last week, 4-week, and 8-week average. You can see whether they've had a 2-way communication, the last activity that they've completed, and then the last log entry date as well. So snapshot of data available in the upper right-hand corner. Scrolling down, you've got the opportunity to include long-term notes and then the opportunity to type in reminders. Long-term notes, just a reminder, those do not show up on the teacher dashboard. So you can put a long-term note in there. That way there might be something that you need to remember about the student. But if you want that note to actually show up on the dashboard, we'd recommend you put that in the reminders area there. And again, common uses for reminders would be EL or SPED supports, work schedule or work permit. And then also, if a student is going on maternity leave or maybe they're on vacation, they won't be working for a set amount of time for a specific reason, then you can put that in the reminders. And then make sure when you do make those edits, you hit that save button. That's really important. You hit save so that those changes are in the system. Last but not least, on this student information page, you've got a bunch of quick links available to you. So student setup, teacher log, and student plan are all quick links to other elements that are in Pulse. You can see those on the left-hand side. LMS activity and progress detail are a little bit different. So if I click on LMS activity, I get a window that pops up, and this will actually give me the date, the time in minutes, and the location, the specific LMS that the student was logged into. Here at Success VLC, we only use Edgenuity, so you'll see the source is going to be Edgenuity for everything. And you can see the time that the student spent logged in. So that's very similar to the session log that's available in Edgenuity. So that's LMS activity. I can also select progress detail, okay? And while this is loading, when I finally get it to load up, you can see, I can see the courses that the student is currently taking. Grade, you might see NA in a few because it's possible that those courses were uploaded to the account before this feature was available. And then, again, this is coming from the demo site, so some of the data is a little funky, but you should be able to see how far into a course a student is. So this is showing me that this particular student is 31% through their government civics course. And then if you hit this, you can also see past courses, and those should all show 100% progress on there. So that's available in the progress area. There you go. That's a quick view of the student information page. If you have any further questions, let me know.